Joining us now is Jennifer Farrar, President and CEO of Tom Ridge Environmental Center, talking about plastics big and small. So wow. Can you talk a little about what we have today?
Yeah, so I brought props to show.
Big.
Well, actually what this is the big. So in the TREC building, there's a lot of different nonprofit organizations, and one of them is the Regional Science Consortium. And this summer, they did, for the first time in Pennsylvania, a recycling project. This is boat shrink wrap. All the boats along the water that get shrink wrapped all winter. And then typically, you know, if you think about a big boat, how much plastic that is, it's one of the biggest single-use plastics out there. And so they did a recycling project with several local marinas this year to recycle that plastic wrap. And what it gets made into is this is a buffer for like highway guardrails. The little buffer sits in there, so it's made out of recycled plastic.
It looks heavy. Is it heavy?
It's not heavy at all. So what we did is we took their really cool project and sort of made an exhibit in the TREC building about big plastics, giant plastics, and then also all the small plastic in our life that, if you can think about how it ends up on our beaches, in our waterways. We have some displays of all the plastic that has been found on Presque Isle, and it's really just shocking to see. So it kind of gives you a little perspective on all the ways plastics can impact our freshwater sources.
How's it been so far with TREC then? And sort of how people have been receptive, I should say, to the idea here?
Yeah, you know, it was funny when we were actually putting the exhibit up, because we have a giant piece of this shrink wrap hanging in the building. And as we're putting all these things out, people are immediately going over and reading it and looking at it. And we have a, you know, like a plastic baby pool, and it's filled with all kinds of plastic debris that's been found on Presque Isle. So we hope it gets people to think about their use of plastic and sort of appropriately disposing, reusing, or recycling it.
So what are some impactful displays that you recommend people seeing?
Well, like I said, this shows people. I stole it right off the exhibit hall to bring it here today. But while you're there, you can also see a film that we're showing that was made actually in Cleveland and features a whole lot of local experts and voices. It's called The Ripples of Plastic. And there's a display of trash that they got out of Cascade Creek. You can see in the film, they're in the creek getting the trash out, and we have displays of that trash, and it's really disheartening to think about that would all end up in our bay and in our waterways.
Yeah, how important is that to make sure that you're sort of doing your part and doing what you can, throwing things away, recycling when you can, to protect the earth here?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of little things that each of us can do. You know, we can try and reduce the amount of one-time single-use plastics that we do, and then we can make sure it gets recycled appropriately. You know, I think we're past the days where people are littering on purpose, just, you know, throwing stuff out their car window, right? But there is, you know, you set your recycling out and it's a big windstorm and now it's scattered down the street, right? I mean, there is a lot of just accidental, so just being aware and thinking about how you can reuse things. So it's a fun little exhibit we have going on. There's a little kids station where kids can do a recycling sorting thing. They can use bottle caps that are all found on Presque Isle to make a little art project. So yeah, there's things for all ages.
Who goes out and collects all of this?
Well, actually, we do have a lot of groups who come out and do like beach cleanups.
The volunteers, correct?
Right, yeah, there's volunteers that do that. So yeah, I was putting this exhibit together and people just kept delivering trash to my office. So I was like, wow, this is a lot of stuff.
Oh, man. And anyone can come check it out whenever they want. The exhibit's up and running right now.
Yeah, so the building is open every day, 8 to 4. It's free to come to the TREC building. There's no charge. It's free to go up in our tower. It's free to see the film and free to see the exhibit.
Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. We appreciate it.
Sure, thanks for having me.
Stop throwing the plastic on Presque Isle.
Yeah,
that's right.
No plastic straws, we're done.
Beautiful. What? All right, we got things to do. We'll be back here.